I gotta make a confession. I have a hard time finding things. I will tear apart a cabinet looking for a bag of chips I know is in there, but I cannot see it. So I go looking in places that certain teenagers in my house may have left it, still can't find it. So then I come back to the cabinet, and when I speak the words, "Hey, where is the," and no sooner than when the word leaves my mouth, my eyes are opened, and I see the very thing that I couldn't find mere seconds before. I don't know what it is about that phrase, but without fail, every time, as soon as I say those words, I see it. It was right in front of me the entire time. Now it says that the two disciples' eyes are prevented from seeing the stranger on the road with them as the very Christ they have been talking about since before he joined them. And that sentence alone is a sermon in itself. So we got to unpack that, right? They're walking along talking about the events that took place over the last week during Passover. The excitement that they felt, wondering if Jesus would really be the one to, quote, redeem Israel, which is code word for leading a military rebellion against Rome and establishing themselves as the global superpower with the other nations as their slaves and servants. Okay, then this stranger comes near, which is a theological code word again for a theophany, which is just a fancy way to say that they had a close encounter with God, just like in the Old Testament, when a messenger of the Lord came, or God actually visited. Those are called theophanies. And they're having a theophany, but they don't see that God has come near because they have too solid a definition of what that's supposed to look like. Namely, success, power, control, dominance, comforts, all that stuff. God was supposed to come near and give those things. Now they don't have those things, and so where is God? Well, he's right next to them. So here they are, talking about Jesus to Jesus, whom they don't recognize as Jesus, because Jesus is supposed to be doing something else entirely. And when you only know God by the grand expectations you place upon God, you miss where God actually is, this present moment. Christian writer, theologian, and mystic Evelyn Underhill said, "God is to be found in the details of our lives, in the routines and the everyday, as much as in the great moments of revelation." Now the two disciples are shocked that Jesus is not caught up in the news of Jerusalem that everyone else is talking about. And today it feels the same, like everyone needs a hot take on the topics that someone else handed you and told you was the most important thing in the entire universe. And we're addicted to commentary, skewed for our perspective, so that we never actually have to have an opinion that is ours. We merely have to spout off whatever our favorite commentators are saying about the hot topic. But what if instead of ingesting opinions and parroting them back out into the world, we actually walked with those we have opinions about to hear their story? What if instead of debating issues, we had hospitable conversations with the people that those issues actually affected and touched? What if we could humble ourselves and learn from others? In the midst of our busy lives, we often miss the presence of God in the present moment. We become fixated upon our own expectations and definitions of what God ought to be doing. Just like these two disciples on the road to Emmaus. As Thomas Merton once said, we are so obsessed with doing that we have no time and imagination left for being. We must learn to let go of our preconceived notions and open our eyes to the divine presence that surrounds us at all times, even permeating the oxygen we breathe. See, God is not only found in the grand moments of revelation, but also in the details of our everyday lives. And we must be willing to listen to the stories of others and have hospitable conversations that allow us to learn from them. So let us be open to the unexpected ways that God may be revealed to us, and let us embrace the present moment with all of its complexities and messiness and uncertainties, because that's where God is.